Back during Season 4, I talked about the uselessness of trying to be friends with someone because of their position, as demonstrated by the episode Twilight Time. Now the tables have turned slightly, and we see what can happen when someone finds themselves in the shoes of Diamond Tiara or Silver Spoon from that episode. Once this type of behavior is pointed out, it becomes very obvious, and then most people can become the solution by simply promising themselves to not be part of the problem. Of course, I would never do that, many people say to themselves. However, believing you've conquered this temptation is one thing. Following through with your actions when the temptation presents itself is a monster of a different magnitude. Princess Spike demonstrated how slippery that slope is and how it can happen to anyone. Watch the episode again and take note of the progression that Spike goes through. In my experience, it's quite typical. Those who want to help and want to be included but feel ignored in their efforts, like Spike at the beginning of this episode, are the most susceptible to these pitfalls. When someone who feels unappreciated sees an opportunity to help through their friend's position, it's usually taken with the best of intentions. But it doesn't take long to balloon out from there, and we see the same pattern of similar circumstances as demonstrated in Putting Your Hoof Down and Twilight Time. We run the risk of becoming engrossed in that power, even if it's acquired vicariously. Becoming greedy with influence acquired through friends in prestigious positions is what will lead to the most problems. Someone in this scenario is much more likely to sabotage themselves by overstepping their bounds. You're most likely to ruin your own credibility like this. In the short term, this means that you won't be able to reap whatever benefits that you were trying to gain through your high-profile connection. In the long term, this means that you'll be unlikely to ever earn your own notoriety since you've tarnished your reputation at the start. Is all of that worth the risk? There are far worse consequences that can come from this as well. Are you prepared to face a friend who finds out that you were only there for them to use their position to your own gain? If so, you'd better also be prepared to lose that friendship. So ask yourself, is all of that worth the risk? And it may not end there either. How would you feel if your actions in this nature caused your friend to lose their notoriety? Think about that for a moment. Through your greed, you've caused your friend to lose their livelihood, and subsequently bring down anyone else that they were supporting because you thought you could use their position to your advantage and tarnish their reputation by association. I ask again, is all of that worth the risk? While I'll admit that I presented the worst case scenario that doesn't always come to fruition, there's still many more things that could go wrong from taking these actions and mentality, even while maintaining the best of intentions. In the example of Twilight and Spike, we see a demonstration of what can happen when someone who is, for whatever reason, not ready to take leadership attempts to do so. Spike didn't intend to flood the castle, but since he didn't have the same level of organizational or creative problem-solving skills as Twilight, he wasn't able to find a true solution, which is what led to the main problem. All of these possible outcomes, regardless of if our surface intentions are good, bad, or corrupted, are rooted in why we're motivated to help on a subconscious level. So ask yourself, do you want to help in any way for the betterment of others? Or do you want to take credit for the betterment of others? Though the question and answer is simple, finding, confirming, and reaffirming that answer takes a lot of time and complex introspection as well as living through the scenario at least a few times. One of these mentalities is selfish, while the other is pure. One of these mentalities will lead to the same problems that Spike faced within this episode, while the other will lead to a stronger community. Most importantly, when Spike learned that his true intentions were misguided, he confessed to the wrongdoings and attempted to fix what he had unintentionally broken. Just as importantly, the delegates forgave him. It was through this that this year's Equestria Summit was the most successful. So if we can take the right actions with the right motivations as well as help rebuild that which symbolizes our friendship when mistakes are made, then maybe we can do the same. And that's the moral of the story. If you have anything you would like to hear discussed or reviewed, you can drop your suggestions by following BrawnyBuck on Tumblr or sending an email to bronydebates@gmail.com. Be sure to check out Irish John's channel for some funny short films, as well as MechUser23's channel for some cool gameplay videos, and thank them for all of their support. Feel free to check out my Patreon to see how you can support my channel and what you'll get in return. Big thanks to all of those supporting me already. Have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from all of you soon.